So I am with Dr. Tamara Sher, psychologist, PhD, professor at the University of Illinois, and we're actually more best friends forever. We are toasting a recent engagement.
Literally forever. Like it's
Since
not
we were
just
50
BFF.
Correct. So cheers to us, cheers to a lifetime of a wonderful friendship, and to getting married a second time. All right, so how do you know if it's the right thing to do? I've wrestled with this, I've been alone 8 years. How do you know if you should dive in again?
Okay, so the fact that you're asking me the question is extremely important, because comparing a first marriage to a second marriage is like comparing caterpillars to tubas. They are totally different because the people are totally different. I happen to know you're so far from the bride you were when you were 24 years old.
I joke because I say when I was 25 in 1988, I cared so much more about my hair. You were in my wedding, you had big hair, we had big hair. It was a lot about that and not so much about the meaning of a marriage.
No, and you asked completely different questions. I meant to ask my daughter, and you can ask your daughters, what are the important things when they're looking for a husband? What are the important things for them? But my guess was someone who's a good father, someone who's a good provider, someone who is caring, loving to them, but that's sort of down the list. Religion would be on the list for...
Because they're building a life together.
They're building a life.
At 53 and 67, we're not building a life. We're kind of ending one. We have a lot of stuff on the table.
Absolutely. So the questions are totally different. They're not about how many children do you want? And how are we going to raise them? And what's our religious preferences? Not at all. The questions are totally different. The questions are, what's it going to be like to grow old with you? Can I trust you to take care of me? Can you trust me to take care of you? Not just if you get sick, but financially, emotionally, family-wise. Trust means something so different when you're 53 years old than it meant when you were 25 or 30 or 35.
So specifically, what are the questions you should be asking?
Okay, so
what
I would say,
you want to know about this person before you dive in?
I would say, does this person bring out the very best me? And you might ask that question for a first marriage, but you won't know your best you on a first marriage. You now know your best you.
Well, your best you includes a lot of stuff. Like my best me when I thought I was 25, I didn't have children, and now you have a whole family that you're bringing into it. He brings a whole family. How do you know
does he bring out the best list? Does he bring out the best you, and does he respect the best you? So if the best you is, a big part of the best you is being a mom, he needs to respect you as a mom, which means respect your children. Respect the importance of your children in your life. That's different than respecting the children, right?
Completely. What happens in my case scenario?
If you have a hobby, if you have work, does he respect that? Because that's part of your best you. So does he encourage it, respect it, and will he help you to continue to be your best at it?
It's taken me a long time, 8 years. The man I'm marrying has been single 8 years. And I think there's a lot of value in knowing yourself, knowing who you're marrying. What would your thoughts be on absolutely for sure? Is there an absolute for sure? Like, I don't want to do this a third time. You don't want to be a bridesmaid for a third time, I'm assuming.
Take our walkers down the aisle.
So I think, what's the one takeaway that you know for sure, or do you not know? You take a chance.
You don't. You take a chance. Do you feel good now in the relationship? That's all you know. That's all you know. And no one has a crystal ball. And no one knows what the challenges along the road are going to be and how you navigate the challenges together. All you know, do you feel good now? And do you remember what I said to you when you asked me if I thought this was the right person? I said, I've known you with him, I've known you without him, and you're happier with him.
All right, well, there you go. And I happen to agree. It's taken a long time to get to that, but I think there's a lot of wisdom, and as we get older, we get to know ourselves and the things that matter the most as we collect our lives.